Bajracharya. The Vajracharya culture, deeply rooted in the ancient soil of Nepal, represents a profound and enduring legacy within the tapestry of Buddhism. This unique lineage of married priest has played a pivotal role in the preservation and propagation of Vajrayana Buddhism among the Newar community of Kathmandu over several centuries. Historically, the Vajracharyas have been revered as spiritual leaders and educators, entrusted with the sacred task of maintaining religious texts, conducting rituals, and imparting esoteric knowledge. Their steadfast commitment to spiritual practices and the upkeep of Mahavihars, monastic centers of learning and worship, has been instrumental in keeping the flame of Newar Buddhism burning bright. Through the Bajracharya's lineage, an unbroken chain of spiritual wisdom and cultural richness has been sustained, weaving a rich historical narrative that continues to influence and shape the spiritual landscape of Nepal. The Bajracharya caste, among the oldest and most respected in Nepal, consists of traditionally married priests and scholars of Vajrayana Buddhism practiced in the Himalayan region of Nepal, India, Bhutan, and Tibet. Known colloquially as Guruju or Guvaju, these terms echo the Sanskrit guru, signifying a teacher or priest. Holding the highest rank among the Newar Buddhist caste, the Vajracharyas serve as the keepers of ancient spiritual practice, and the term Bajracharya itself springs from Vajracharya, a blend of Vajra and Acharya. The term Vajra embodies the idea of being timeless, indestructible, and perpetually existing across the past, present, and future. And Acharya means teacher or an expert. Thus, a Vajracharya or Bajracharya is essentially a title granted as master of the Vajra doctrine or Vajrayana Buddhism. Their role as custodians of Buddhist rituals and teaching is not just a job. It's a way of life handed down through generations and steeped in deep spiritual significance. The transformation into a Vajracharya is marked by the Acharya Abhishek ceremony, an elaborate initiation symbolizing a deep dive in the heart of Vajracharya culture. This initiation, also known as Vajracharya Abhishek or Bajracharya, is not just about learning rituals and mantras. It includes shaving the head and crowning with a special mukha, a crown representing the Panchabuddhas or five Buddhas. The new Bajracharya also receives the Bajracharya Mool Mantra, Nika, whispered into their ears, symbolizing their initiations into this sacred path. Post-initiation, the newly anointed Bajracharya embarks on a mission to disseminate knowledge about these newfound capabilities in conducting various rites and rituals. Embracing a monk-like existence, they temporarily leave their homes, renouncing material comfort. This phase often includes going from house to house for alms, a practice known as Viksha, symbolizing their journey into spiritual and societal service. The mythological roots of the Vajracharya lineage are as fascinating as they are ancient. According to belief, the first Bajracharya was Manjudev Acharya, also known as Manjusri. This legendary figure is said to have traveled from the Pancharisa hillock of Great China, bringing with him profound spiritual knowledge and practices. Upon his arrival in ancient Nepal, Manjudev Acharya drained the holy lake of Nagasarada, laid the foundation of Nepal Mandal, and introduced Buddhism to the region. His action did not just reshape the geography, they set in motion a spiritual tradition that would endure for centuries. Moving from myth to recorded history, the tale of the Vajracharya's origin continues with King Prachandra Dev. Historical records reveal a captivating story of King Prachandra Dev from Gaud, modern-day Bengal, who journeyed to Nepal in the 5th century. His purpose was to venerate the Swayambhunath Dharmatatu, a mesmerizing flame emanating from a lotus shown by the first Buddha, Vipasvi. Captivated by the sight of the Swayambhu Dharmatatu and its radiant light, he experienced a profound spiritual transformation. He chose to renounce his rural life to embrace the path of a bhikshu or monk. Following this, he underwent the rituals of Acharya Abhishek under the guidance of Gunakar Acharya, subsequently adopting the name Santikar Acharya. He holds the distinction of being recognized as the first official Vajracharya. In a significant act of devotion, he was granted the honor of covering the Swayambhu Dharmatatu's dazzling luminous presence within the Swayambhu Mahachaitya, further sanctifying this sacred site. The Vajracharya tradition was not only shaped by its mythical and early historical figures, but also by luminaries like Wak Vajracharya from Kuabahal, Maitripur Mahavihar in 550 AD. He is noted for his foundational role in establishing Maitripur Mahavihar. He is credited with the remarkable feat of constructing the Singon Chaitya, a task he is said to have accomplished by levitating from Kaski, present-day India, through his profound meditation and spiritual practices. Additionally, Wak Bajracharya contributed numerous Buddhist scriptures, including the notable Raktavarna. His dedication to deep meditation within Kuabahal, Maitripur Mahavihar is so profound that it is believed he remains in a state of meditation to this day. The roots of the Vajracharya community delve deep into Nepal's spiritual soil, dating back to the 5th century Lichavi dynasty, a golden era where Buddhism and its rituals flourished. The Vajracharya, through their unbroken lineage, continue to be torchbearers of this sacred tradition, guiding the Newar community and beyond in their spiritual journey. Their story is not just one of historical significance, but a living tradition that continues to inspire and guide spiritual seekers in the heart of Nepal. Bajracharyas practicing Vajrayana Buddhism engage in deep meditative visualizations of deities such as Chakrasamvara and Vajravarai, Hevarja and Nairatmya, Yugambara and Janana, and Kal Chakra and Vishwatma. These visualizations are not mere figments of imaginations. They are grounded in spiritual practices where the deities are manifested from seed syllable, emerging from a non-dual state of mind or state of emptiness, symbolizing the true nature of the mind. These deities represent Sambhogaya Buddha form, emanating from the enlightened mind, thereby embodying enlightened wisdoms and qualities. This concept underscores the intimate link between spiritual practice, mental states, and divine embodiment in the journey towards enlightenment. The ancestral god of the Vajracharya families are not just figures of worship, but are integral to understanding and experiencing the path of Vajrayana Buddhism. Each pair from Chakrasamvara and Vajravarai to Kal Chakra and Vishwamata represents essential aspects of the journey towards enlightenment. They are visualized embodiments of the enlightened mind, guiding practitioner in their spiritual journey. The Vajracharya's devotion to these deities reflects a deep, intrinsic connection to the nature of mind and reality, offering a unique and profound path to spiritual fulfillment. The Bajracharya caste, one of the oldest and most respected in Nepal, consists of traditionally married priests and scholars of Vajrayana Buddhism practiced in the Himalayan regions of Nepal, India, Bhutan, and Tibet. The Bajracharyas have played a significant role in preserving the cultural and religious heritage of the country. The Bajracharyas are believed to be the descendants of the ancient gurus of Kathmandu Valley who brought Vajrayana Buddhism to the region. They are said to have come from India and settled in Kathmandu Valley around the 12th century. The Vajracharyas played a vital role in spreading Buddhism in Kathmandu Valley and neighboring regions. They have a unique tradition of performing various rituals and ceremonies, known for their expertise in performing tantric rituals, and are often invited to perform rituals for individuals and families. They also perform rituals for the community, such as the annual festival of the living goddess Kumari. The Vajracharyas are responsible for the preservation of the sacred texts and manuscripts of Vajrayana Buddhism. They are trained in a traditional methods of preserving and transmitting these texts, known as Thangka painting and calligraphy. In addition to their religious duties, the Vajracharyas are also involved in other activities such as trade, agriculture, and education. They have also played an active role in political and social development of Nepal. Despite their important role in Nepalese society, the Vajracharya caste has been facing several challenges in recent years. The traditional system of apprehensive and transmission of knowledge is under threat due to the lack of interest among the younger generation. Additionally, the caste system in Nepal is facing criticism and calls for reform, and the Vajracharya caste is not immune to this. In conclusion, the Vajracharya caste is an integral part of Nepalese society with a rich history and tradition. The Vajracharyas have played a vital role in preserving the cultural and religious heritage of Nepal, and their contributions should be recognized and respected. However, to ensure the preservation of the culture and tradition, the Vajracharya community needs to adapt to the changing times and take steps to ensure the transmission of their knowledge and skills to the next generation. After the death or Mahaparinirvana of Buddha in India, Buddha's religion began to develop in its own way, and different sectors emerged within 1,000 years. Some sects were greatly influenced by the old Vedic Hinduism and Tantra, from which the latest branches such as Mahayana and Vajrayana arose. Its scholars or acharyas or guruji were known as Bajracharya. It means Vajrayani acharyas or the acharyas of Vajrayana Buddhism. They were the correlated mixed race of non-Aryan Bhuttis or Kiratis and the Aryan Brahmins. There was no restrictions of caste in Buddhism. At that time, Bajracharya was just a religious title, not a surname or caste, and anyone from any caste with higher learning could become Bajracharya in the far older days. Once, there were great invasions of fanatic Muslims from Arabic countries in Indian history, where Buddhism was flourishing. To be safe and survive from these destructive attacks, many residents had to leave their places. In that poor situations, those Vajracharya acharyas or Bajracharyas, along with others, had fled from their Indian cities like Bihar, Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. They entered the Nepal valley in groups of some dozen Vajracharya acharyas at different times in the initials of the Lichavi period. They came with their religious scriptures and other necessary belongings with them and settled all over Kathmandu valley, constructing bahals and bahils with chaitas at the center, and started preaching to the local primitive residents like Japus, impressing the Lichavi kings, and became family priests or renowned tantric gurus. They used to meditate and practice their cult in such bahals' house with disciples. They predominantly established Buddhism in the Kathmandu valley, which preceded Vaishnavism or Saivism. They were compelled to turn into householders or grihasti from bachelorhood in their Mahavihar, then after ruled by the caste system and the social organizations in the Newar community, set by the King Jayasiti Malla in the Malla period. They had to intermarry with the Sakyas, the next existing devoted Buddhists residing in the Kathmandu valley of the former Malla kingdom. After the unifications of small kingdoms into one greater Nepal by the King Prithvinarayan Saha, some of them went out of the valley in search of trades for livelihood and scattered all around. The people with the surname Vajracharya can't be said to be the descendants of any single ancestor, and the Vajrayana sect of Buddhism still remains in some countries like Nepal, whereas it has vanished from India where it originated. Vajracharyas forms a unique married, normally non-vegetarian priest group within Nepal's Newar community, deeply versed in the Newar Buddhist Vajrayana traditions. Known colloquially as Guruju or Guvazu, these terms echo the Sanskrit Guru, signifying a teacher or a priest. Occupying the highest rank among Newar Buddhist castes, the Vajracharyas are the custodians of ancient spiritual practices. Their expertise spans various sectors from architectural mastery and the art of mudras to the crafting of divine idols and guidance through the life rituals. They delve onto realm of science, chemistry, and yoga, enhancing their understanding and enabling them to guide others on a profound spiritual journey. In a sense, the Vajracharyas are not just scholars but living embodiments of timeless tradition, offering a guiding light on the path of enlightenment for all those who seek it. They stand as a pillar of wisdom and guardians of Nepal's rich spiritual heritage, a testament to the enduring power of Vajra in the past, present, and future. Thank you.